see what was happening on the South Bank in terms of some exciting work there. And Robin was at that stage pretty much the preeminent architect in Queensland and one of the ones in Australia. And he had a thriving office. And since then, it's been quite a wonderful journey in terms of being part of the architectural profession in Brisbane. How we dominated the area.
Early in its history, the projects of Gibson and Partners included numerous commercial fit-outs. The client of a majority of these commissions was Gibson's personal friend and well-known Brisbane businessman Sir Robert Mathers. The personal connections Gibson formed in this time would go on to be a major factor in his success.
So I was in Rob's office, and there were just the three of us, and Gabriel Poole and me. And then slowly, but also we did Shirley's, Mathers' shoes, Bob Mathers, Shirley's shoes. The detailing that's required in Mathers and Shirley's, and especially the jewellery shop, is just, that's where you get it, and you work overnight. 24 hours with the.
In preparation for the 82 Commonwealth Games, Brisbane's central business district saw an explosion of development, including a number of large-scale commercial developments headed by Gibson and Partners. The Winter Garden Galleria saw Gibson again working with close friend Robert Mathers, but this time on a much larger scale to create a new shopping complex in Queen Street Mall. With the Winter Garden underway, Gibson Partners was also commissioned to redevelop Queen Street into a thriving pedestrian mall to align with international trends in other cities in Australia. In an effort to reverse the trend of shoppers leaving the city for suburban shopping centres, the project set out to accomplish what Pitt Street Mall and Burke Street Mall had achieved in their cities. At the same time as the Queen Street Mall redevelopment, Gibson and Partners were engaged to create what is now referred to as Anzac and Post Office Square. After an early design competition, the proposal of Frank Oswell and Associates was dismissed. Gibson's alternative design appeased all parties.
There was a hole in the ground when the buildings were demolished next to Westpac, and that hole in the ground was directly a part of a vista going to the Anzac Square and the railway station and behind us the post office. We established there very early on a great vista. And Suncorp decided that they wanted a redevelopment, but they wanted to put the space back to the people with a plaza on top, one level of retail and 6 levels of car parking. CSGO, who are some very supportive guys, especially Alex McMillan, put all the parties together. So we were then awarded the project on the basis of our vision in terms of our interpretation, and we had to essentially create an active and a passive space. The space was the walkways either side, which became part of the circulation patterns. The hard-wearing Tarrant granites were used, obviously. Then the recreational bit was a raised lawn area. One of the worst nightmares was lawns obviously, and below there was all the shops. A lot of time working out design, making sure that it never leaked. There's a main construction joint running straight through there. It's a simple design, classical proportions, and if you stand back on the plaza, you'll see the curves. The curves actually reflect the Shiner memory. What most people don't know that we were at the forefront of developing many of the designs which are used today. The cantilever glass handrails were the first to come up with a concept where it's just in a groove in the concrete, cantilever with no verticals. The glass was the vertical element. But that curved piece there isn't glass, it's actually Lexan.
Gibson's early commercial work has mostly been demolished, and that which does still exist was almost unrecognisable. In 1999, Gibson's Queen Street Mall was refurbished with the original pavers replaced by dark granite tiles due to maintenance issues. The shade structures were replaced, and Gibson's leasing guidelines, such as no permanent restaurants in the mall, have long been forgotten. However, does the atmosphere Gibson intended to create of a vibrant subtropical pedestrian mall still exist? The firm's Anzac and Post Office Square has remained mainly untouched, with the plaza these days being the active public space that the practice and Finn envisaged.
It's just mowed and kept there now. There's deck chairs that's there. That's almost like a public gathering space after hours on Friday.
Whilst Gibson's commercial projects may have been demolished or refurbished beyond recognition, the impact Gibson and Partners had on Brisbane through these projects remains.